The camera was still rolling. This was a countdown of the 7 most shocking cases where YouTubers lost their lives while filming. From urban explorers entering condemned buildings to creators pushing dangerous wildlife encounters, each entry showed how viral ambition turned risky decisions into mortal consequences. These were not accidents observed from afar. The creators had been directing and documenting their own final moments, and the presence of the camera was often the reason they were there. On March 12, 2024, Devon Clark set out for another late-night shoot in Manchester. At just 23, he had built a following of 486,000 subscribers on the channel Forbidden Spaces, known for exploring condemned buildings and off-limits sites. The plan was a 3 a.m. walkthrough of an abandoned hospital, a location condemned for 8 years. Equipped with a GoPro Hero 11 chest mount, Devon filmed every step: tight corridors, rotting floors, graffiti-tagged wards, narrating for viewers who craved the rush of forbidden access. Comments on previous uploads had pushed for riskier content, some urging him to ditch safety gear for more authentic footage. No harness, no permits, just a camera and adrenaline. 6 floors up, the floor beneath Devon gave way. The GoPro captured the collapse in real time, a 73-foot drop through splintered beams and dust. It recorded the impact. He died instantly from massive internal trauma, pronounced dead at the scene when emergency services arrived 9 minutes after the call. The camera kept recording for 43 minutes, documenting the aftermath until responders retrieved it. The footage was never released. In the days that followed, the platform banned all exploration of condemned buildings, and Forbidden Spaces vanished from the platform. Devon's final video never made it online, but the pressure for ever riskier content had already left its mark. On July 5, 2023, Jessica Martinez arrived at a remote riverbank in Australia's Northern Territory, carrying a waterproof camera and a promise to her 1.2 million subscribers. Wild Jess Adventures had built its audience on close encounters with sharks and snakes, and now the focus was a 14-foot saltwater crocodile. The planned video, titled "No Cage, No Fear," was designed to outdo her last viral hit. The plan was to swim alongside the predator, with no barriers and no handlers, and to capture every second for her viewers. Permits were never secured. Local authorities had warned against the shoot, but Jessica dismissed the concerns, citing her experience and the channel's track record. Comments under her announcement were split, with some pleading for caution, and others cheering her on and demanding she get even closer. The production choices favored spectacle over safety, and the push for more extreme content shaped the decision to proceed. Closed choices by the creator and the audience amplified the risk. 2 cameras rolled as she entered the murky water: Jessica's chest-mounted action camera and a secondary device operated by a guide on the bank. Within minutes, the crocodile closed in. Footage recovered later showed the animal's jaws clamping down and initiating a death roll. Jessica's device kept running as she was pulled under, recording muffled thrashing and a rapid loss of visibility. The attack lasted less than a minute on camera, but she succumbed to blood loss and drowning 8 minutes after the first bite. Emergency services arrived too late to intervene. Investigators reviewed both memory cards. Jessica was pronounced dead at the scene. Her final footage was sealed by authorities and was never released publicly, but the guide's camera confirmed the sequence of events. In the following 48 hours, 47 tribute videos appeared online. The Australian government issued a nationwide ban on commercial wildlife interaction without certified handlers. Monetization from Wild Jess Adventures was redirected to a conservation charity, and Jessica's channel remained online as a memorial, its comments flooded with condolences and regret. September 17, 2024. Ryan Phillips, age 19, crossed the Nevada desert under cover of darkness, aiming his camera at the iconic warning signs lining the Area 51 perimeter. His channel, Ryan's Insane Challenges, had climbed to 890,000 subscribers on the back of escalating dares, overnight mall stays, fake police chases, and now the ultimate, a solo breach of the world's most infamous military base. The upload was set to auto-publish with the title, "I broke into Area 51 caught on camera if Ryan did not check back by sunrise." The thumbnail draft showed him grinning, finger pressed to his lips, the restricted zone stretching behind him. Ryan moved selfie-style, narrating each step as his body cam recorded 6 minutes of hushed commentary and shaky night vision footage. He ignored floodlights and the fence's motion sensors, brushing past signs warning of armed response and federal prosecution every 100 feet. Online, comments had egged him on for weeks, calls for no turning back and memes daring him to cross the line for the views. The need to outdo rivals and to keep his upload schedule on track left little room for hesitation. Pressure. Security logs later documented the breach at 1:14 in the morning. Guards confronted Ryan within minutes. The footage auto-uploaded to a cloud server as he ran breathless toward the inner fence. The final moments captured a shouted warning, a sudden flash, then the camera tumbling to the ground. He died from a single gunshot wound to the chest, and he was pronounced dead 34 minutes later when paramedics arrived. Despite immediate platform intervention, the infiltration video reappeared more than 200 times, re-uploaded by copycats and morbid fans. Within hours, the channel was permanently banned, but the footage continued to circulate on corners of the internet. A digital echo of the moment ambition collided with the real-world boundaries of law and lethal force. Footage. February 22, 2023. Marcus Anderson stood on the edge of a Dubai high-rise, helmet camera already rolling. At 31, he was the face of a channel called Marcus Movement, with 2.1 million subscribers, built on rooftop parkour and gravity-defying leaps. The video concept, a skyscraper to skyscraper jump 800 feet above the city, promised a new level of spectacle for fans hungry for danger. The plan was simple, a 5-foot gap, 2 buildings, 1 continuous shot. But the gear this time was heavier. Marcus had upgraded to a full 8-pound filming rig, helmet cam, external battery pack, wireless microphone, and a secondary action camera for backup angles. The added weight, meant to improve production quality, shifted his center of gravity and altered his jump arc. Wind speeds that morning read 15 miles per hour stronger than forecast, a detail buried in the metadata but ignored in the moment. Marcus announced the jump to his audience in real time, narrating his setup and hyping the challenge. Comments from previous uploads had demanded bigger risks, and his upload schedule left no margin for delay. The channel analytics were clear. Each escalation brought a spike in views, sponsorship offers, and ad revenue. Routine stunts were falling flat. The pressure to stay ahead of competitors and the algorithm weighed as heavily as the gear strapped to his body. The jump began as planned. Helmet camera data later showed a running start, a leap, and a sudden drag as the wind caught the camera housing. Marcus's foot clipped the edge. The fall lasted 8.3 seconds, an eternity in free-fall physics. The camera captured the descent, the city skyline receding, and the impact below. Emergency responders pronounced him dead on arrival. The footage leaked online within hours, quickly climbing to 30 million views before takedowns began. Dubai authorities responded by tightening drone and rooftop filming laws, citing unauthorized stunts as a public safety threat. The platform added mandatory warning screens to extreme sports uploads. Marcus Movement became a memorial channel, its comment section silenced. The ethics of sharing fatal footage fueled debate across platforms, but the numbers told their own story. The camera had recorded everything, including the moment ambition, physics, and digital fame collided. August 3, 2024. Sophia Chen clipped her personal carabiner onto the weathered plank walk of Mount Huashan, 2,000 feet above the ground. At 26, she had transformed Sophia's world wanderings into a global travel phenomenon, amassing 3.4 million subscribers with a blend of high-altitude hikes and candid first-person vlogs. Her audience thrived on her willingness to go further than the average travel creator, often swapping standard safety measures for shots that felt more intimate, more dangerous, more real. The day's concept was a single take, unbroken walk along the mountain's infamous cliffside path, captured entirely on a selfie stick for maximum immersion. Sophia's plan was to show viewers the drop from her own perspective, using a lightweight aftermarket carabiner she claimed offered better camera angles than the official harnesses provided by park staff. The video file's metadata logged the start of her recording at 10:14 a.m. She narrated in Mandarin and English, describing the view, her heart rate, and the subtle flex of the wooden planks beneath her feet. Comments from her last Huashan upload had pushed her to go without a guide, to use her own gear, to get closer to the edge. The platform's algorithm had rewarded longer, riskier content with a spike in watch time and a wave of new sponsorship offers. Sophia's schedule was unyielding, 2 major uploads per week, each more ambitious than the last. 7 minutes into the walk, her camera captured a metallic creak. Forensic analysis later revealed microscopic stress fractures in the carabiner's gate, consistent with repeated overloading and metal fatigue. The break occurred mid-sentence. The footage showed the harness lurching, Sophia's grip tightening, then a sudden separation as the camera tumbled, spinning toward the valley below. Impact data from the device indicated a fall of over 2,000 feet. She died on impact. Search teams located her body 6 hours later. Sophia's device, set to auto-save footage to the cloud, completed its upload before the battery failed. The unedited video posted automatically to her channel and racked up 89 million views within days. Sponsors withdrew support from extreme travel creators across the platform, citing liability and reputational risk. Mount Huashan banned all personal safety equipment and required visitors to use only park-issued gear. The final comment count froze as the video was locked, and tributes poured in. For investigators, the footage and the fractured carabiner told the full story. The pursuit of a perfect angle, a viral moment, had driven her to substitute uncertified equipment for park-issued harnesses. The metal fatigue on the carabiner matched repeated use documented in older uploads. The conclusion was clinical. The camera was not just present. It was the reason she was there. January 19, 2025. Tyler Branson closed the door to his Los Angeles garage gym and activated 3 cameras, 2 DSLR cameras on tripods, and 1 GoPro fixed above the squat rack. The live feed went out to 5.7 million subscribers, with 340,000 tuned in, as the chat scrolled by at dizzying speed. Tyler Unfiltered had built its empire on fitness stunts, supplement reviews, and a relentless stream of unfiltered challenges. His latest video, teased for weeks, was the Megadose Pre-Workout Challenge, an experiment in pushing the body beyond what any label recommended. The plan was to ingest 40 grams of caffeine powder, the equivalent of nearly 500 cups of coffee, plus a cocktail of 7 other legal stimulants. Sponsors had sent product bundles, and the chat was filled with paid prompts egging him on. Tyler read the most lucrative super chats aloud, promising shout-outs to top donors before downing the mixture on camera. The pressure to deliver was visible in his pacing. Comments demanded bigger risks, faster results, and a live demonstration that could not be faked. The upload schedule had tightened since his last viral hit, and the channel analytics showed a dip in engagement. Tyler's prior hospital visit for heart palpitations, kept quiet from his audience, had not slowed him down. The stakes were higher this time, with a sponsor bonus tied to live viewership and a promise of double payment if he finished the workout without interruption. The thumbnail draft showed Tyler mid-shout, veins bulging, a tub of caffeine powder in each hand. The title was set, "What Happens If You Take 40,000 milligrams of caffeine live?" At 8:14 p.m., the cameras captured him measuring out the powder, mixing it with water, and swallowing it in one continuous take. He began his workout routine, narrating each set, sweat streaming down his face. 16 minutes in, his speech slurred. The chat exploded with concern and encouragement, some viewers spamming warnings, others cheering for him to keep going. At 8:31 p.m., Tyler collapsed mid-rep, his body convulsing. The GoPro caught the moment his hands slipped from the barbell, while the main camera stayed focused on his face as he lost consciousness. The live feed continued as automated alerts flooded the chat. Emergency services arrived 67 minutes after the first signs of cardiac arrest, but Tyler was pronounced dead at the scene. Toxicology reports later confirmed lethal levels of caffeine and 7 additional stimulants in his system. Forensic review of the footage detailed the progression of symptoms, including tachycardia and labored breathing, then sudden collapse, across all 3 camera angles. The live stream cut only when authorities seized the equipment. Clips circulated online within hours, fueling debate over the ethics of streaming dangerous stunts. The platform responded by banning extreme consumption content, updating policies to bar challenges involving unsafe doses of supplements or drugs. Tyler Unfiltered's channel was locked, its revenue redirected to a memorial fund pending legal review. The creator community split between condemnation and tribute, but the numbers told a clear story. At the peak, 340,000 people watched as the pursuit of viral fame, algorithmic reward, and audience pressure ended with the camera capturing every final detail. November 14, 2022. David Reeves, age 29, boarded a chartered helicopter at dawn on Hawaii's Big Island. His channel, Reeves Aerial Media, had reached 8.2 million subscribers, an audience built on spectacular drone footage and technical breakdowns of dangerous landscapes. For weeks, he teased a new series called Volcanoes Unfiltered, with Kilauea's active caldera as the centerpiece. The plan was to capture synchronized footage from a drone and a body camera, offering viewers a dual perspective of the volcano's raw power. The helicopter chosen was a lightweight model not rated for high sulfur environments, selected for its open doors and unobstructed sightlines. The pilot was a local contractor, under pressure to deliver unique shots for a promised viral upload. The flight began at 6:47 a.m., with both the drone and David's chest-mounted camera recording. Altitude logs placed the helicopter at 400 feet above the lava field, well inside FAA-restricted airspace. Warnings about toxic gas exposure and rotor wash near active vents had circulated in aviation forums, but the pressure to deliver the first-ever simultaneous aerial and cockpit descent footage outweighed regulatory caution. The planned title, Inside the Volcano, What No Drone Has Ever Shown, was already trending in the channel's community tab, and subscriber polls demanded closer angles. Ad revenue projections for the month exceeded $500,000, driven by sponsorships and pre-roll campaigns locked in before filming. At 6:54 a.m., telemetry from both cameras showed a sudden drop in engine RPM. Investigators later attributed the failure to volcanic gases interfering with the helicopter's turbine. Forensic review of the footage, preserved on the drone's memory card and David's chest-mounted camera, reconstructed the final 19 seconds. The record showed a rapid loss of altitude, cockpit alarms, the pilot's shouted commands, and the ground rising through the open door. The drone, programmed to orbit, captured the descent from above, while the body camera recorded the cockpit's violent shake and the moment of impact. Both devices survived the crash, landing on hardened lava less than 20 feet apart. David and the pilot died instantly from blunt force trauma. First responders pronounced them dead at the scene after reaching the site on foot nearly 2 hours later. The FAA investigation cited multiple violations, including unauthorized flight into restricted airspace, operation of an unrated aircraft in hazardous conditions, and disregard for posted no-fly bulletins. The footage, 19 seconds in total, remained in evidence, reviewed by the NTSB and withheld from public release. In the weeks after the crash, the FAA established a permanent no-fly zone over Kilauea's active vents, citing the risks highlighted by the recovered data. YouTube issued new safety guidelines for aerial creators, requiring certification and flight plan disclosures for high-risk uploads. Reeves Aerial Media's subscriber count surged in the aftermath, and the channel generated over $500,000 in ad revenue during the month following David's death. A legal battle erupted between the Reeves family and the pilot's estate over ownership of the footage and monetization rights, with neither side able to claim full control. The creator community split, some hailing David as a pioneer, others condemning the escalation that led to the crash. For investigators, the dual-camera evidence offered a rare, unfiltered record of ambition colliding with the limits of safety. The final upload was authored in real time by the very person who lost everything for the shot. Camera and ambition were the reasons he was there. Across all 7 stories, one pattern stood out. The camera didn't just record, it drove the risk. For those creators, the pressure to capture something viral outweighed reason, and ambition turned into tragedy. In the creator economy that followed, content wasn't just shared, it survived or it did not. The lens that promised fame also became the witness to irreversible loss.